Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We will continue to study the 19th word, which is about the messengership of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. And we studied how the message he brought to mankind made an incredible revolution in understanding, perceiving the meaning and the existence of the universe. And we have been studying the droplets. Each droplet is a point that how we should really appreciate the Prophet. And this is the fifth prophet, the fifth droplet now we are going to read today, as we left off last week. I will just jump into the subject. Also, through his light, means the light that he brought to us. Of course, the message the Prophet brought to us is called as light because light is used in symbolically, metaphorically, to make the distinction between darkness. In one aspect, darkness represents ignorance, unknowable, meaninglessness, painful human feelings, feeling dark, seeing the future dark, meaningless, no hope, hopeless future. All this negativity that human beings may experience is, they are all enlightened by his light. Of course, his light is his message, that he brought the message and as a human being prepared to understand the message, appreciate the message, and put the message into a human life under the instruction of the one who sent the message to him. The message is, the message that he brought to us says, I am the one who created the universe, and as a creator of the universe, I am giving my message to you. It means to human beings, I am guiding you how you are going to use your human qualities. This is how we use it, understand the message, and regard it as, now, this text says, I am the speech of the Creator, guiding human beings to answer to their questions that they cannot find within their own existence, as well as within the whole universe. So this light, the motion and movement through this light, when we really utilize this light, we start seeing that the motion and movement of the universe and its variations, all the changes continuously going on, changes and transformations cease being meaninglessness. It means gain meaning through the explanations of the message that he brought to us. And also, they cease being futile and the playing thing of chances. It happened to be in this way. We don't know how, but yeah, randomly happenings ended up being in this way. So there is no conscious arrangement and conscious decision to decide and to create this universe in this way. So all these meaningless interpretation of the universe is enlightened and turned into meaningful way in the eye of the people, in the mind of the people. They rise to being dominical missive. It means really a message coming from the, if you like, emperor of the universe. Oh, of course, emperor is a bad example because it reminds human minds that emperors are horrible dictators over human beings, imposing their own understandings. But it is a symbol, represents that everything under their domain of governing or administering, everything there under his command, his control. That is the examples, the way the examples should be understood. So it becomes, they rise being dominical missives, or this imperial message. Everybody has to follow, and everything becomes meaningful through this message. Pages inscribed with the signs of creation. So the universe becomes as a page of a book, meaningful book, explaining the signs of creation, what the creation points to. Mirrors to the divine names. It means, again, the names, the qualities which cannot be described within the capacity of this universe, they are divine. Divine means, Godhead means the one who has the power, who must have the power to give existence to the universe in a meaningful, purposeful way. So everything becomes a mirror demonstrating to these qualities. And the word itself becomes a book of the eternally besought one's wisdom. It means the one is the book who is written with the wisdom of the one who creates the universe from scratch, doesn't need anything, and everything he creates needs him to sustain their existence. So men's boundless weakness and impotence make him inferior to all other animals. Yeah, really, we need a lot. Of course, when we used to talk about need, usually we mean, I need some food, clothes, and shelter, I don't know, some friends, this kind of things. But really, the main need of human beings is to have a meaningful life, meaningful existence, which makes sense. So this is men's need, so that everything I do in this world will have a purpose, satisfactory purpose. The human beings will say that it is worth doing it. It is worth living in this world at the end of everything. That's what we needed. And this message is going to bring a meaning for our life, so for our existence. Man's boundless weakness and impotence make him, this need, make him inferior to all other animals. And yeah, this need, if I try to satisfy my needs or if I expect the pieces of the universe will satisfy my needs, I cannot do anything. I cannot satisfy my human needs because I cannot find any reason why I am in need of all these. And even if I am satisfied materially, but my feelings need full satisfaction, and there is no full satisfaction here. I cannot really communicate with stone, meaningless. I cannot really communicate with other people unless getting engaged into struggle, competition, etc. And also everybody tries to get his own benefit. We see that the universe turning into a field of competition and fighting. Yeah, although everyone seems to be very friendly to each other, but everyone is seeking his own benefit if they don't really see the purpose of existence in this world, which we expect an answer to this question of purpose of existence, so that my relationship with the other creatures and other human beings will turn into a meaningful, respectful relationship. That is the needs of the meaning. If there is no satisfactory answer for meaning, and my intelligence, we will read, and my needs makes me fall into a horrible life. And human intelligence, an instrument for conveying grief, sorrow, and sadness. Why human intelligence? If it is left on its own, why do you think it turns it turns everything into grief, sorrow, and sadness? Why do you think? Intelligence seems to be very useful, isn't it? We benefit from the universe through using our intelligence. So because of intelligence, we start making meaningful actions, taking meaningful actions. Why the author says intelligence, if there was no light of the message of the messengers, intelligence becomes an instrument for conveying grief, sorrow, and sadness. It means really bringing me just sorrow, sadness, and grief. Isn't that strange that intelligence is described in this way? Any idea?
Intelligence only
Sorry, can
sees.
you repeat that again, sir? Which part? If intelligence was not there, then human life becomes sorrow? Was that the question?
No, just the opposite. Because of intelligence, if it is not enlightened or satisfied by the light of the message of the prophets, it becomes a means of sorrow, grief, sadness. The text says this. Can we really say the comment you made as if intelligence is the source of happiness? Yeah, I understand this. But the text says this. Do we agree with the text, or the text is saying something wrong?
I agree with the text that I'm given intelligence, but if I'm not provided with how to best utilize it, then this intelligence becomes just meaningless, where it brings me sorrow, because here I am going through the life journey and different stages of life, experiencing change, and for what? And so if the prophetic message does bring in an element that enlightens my spirit, like a promise that, hey, what you're going through is what is meant to be, as in this is the human journey, you are supposed to be experiencing what you are, then it should sort of open up a ray of light, because then I'm like, okay, there must be somebody who created this universe in such a way where without any proper directions or what we may refer to as guidance, and I just go nowhere. I just live from birth to death, and no, that's it. There won't be any meaning to my life.
I think thank you. That's a great understanding, as I agree with it. That's what I understood. The intention of the text means what you said. But Asim wanted to say something, and we would like to hear his voice.
Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah. No, I was saying, so basically intelligence sees what's the apparent thing. That's what I was thinking. If there's no guidance, I will try to look for an answer to whatever I'm looking for, but I wouldn't know if it's in the universe or not. How would I know that? The intelligence needs a guidance to conclude a few things. Like it's more apparent, but there is no way out of this universe for the intelligence unless it needs to be guided, I would think. But that's my take.
Yeah, my question will be, further question will be, guidance for what? What intelligence, where intelligence needs the guidance?
Yeah, so telling me that this universe cannot be the source of those things. Intelligence has to be educated in that way. That's whatever you're seeing is not the product of itself. So the tree I'm looking at it's not the product of the tree itself or something else in the universe. The La ilaha word.
And if I may add, guidance for not being sorrowful, because otherwise with intelligence, like you said, Asim, I will be sorrowful. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is I need this, I'm gonna do this, follow the order, this, and this is it. Until when? Okay, until death does us apart. And that will be sorrowful, yes. So like you're saying, intelligence need guidance to get out of this sorrowful state, because this is what I'm experiencing right now. I need to get out of my agony. I guess when we're younger, that's it. You're like, yeah, life is good. 20 something, the moment you reach midlife, people go through midlife crises, and that's the reason why, because we don't know what else is what else is out there. I don't want to say it this way, but like, this is it. I'm just supposed to go on in this journey. Kids are getting older, I'm getting older, and then I'll die as well, like with other loved ones who have died, and that's it.
Excellent, thank you. Excellent, mashallah. Self-explanatory, mashallah. So nowadays we use intelligence only for making money, organizing my life, my world life, and how I can get along with the people without causing any conflict, but how to I really make most of my interest at the end of my relationship. How can I exploit the universe, make more technology, therefore more money, make the people dependent on me? That is where intelligence is used in this way and utilized in this way. That is why they say, thanks to our intelligence, we are living a wonderful modern life, equipped with modern technology. But the author means something else here. These are all, as our friends explained, endless. Yes, you made lots of money, so what? And you had a comfortable life, so what? And you cheated the people and made yourself more comfortable than the others, and then died in a very comfortable, beautiful house and lots of money in your bank account. What did you get from it? That is why the Suhail's comment will answer to this question as an addition to what's said so far. I will read it. Human intelligence looks for meaning and answers, especially in this transient life, because I'm adding this, transience kills everything. So I know that I'm going to be treated well for 2-3 days, and then I'm going to be thrown away into a ditch. How can I enjoy these 2 days? Example. I'm continuing reading. It is always looking for something beyond this world, but without revelation, the world becomes meaningless and a match to the gallows. It means I'm going to be executed soon. The worst side of intelligence is to look for my future. I am doing this perfect, but at the end, what am I going to get? Oh, I'm going to work 30, 40 years and become a retired man. And then, oh, of course, the state is going to take care of my medical needs. So it is insurance. And for what? Of course, pay your hospital bills, medicine bills. Did you work for 40 years for this? To go to the hospital comfortably? And then your bills are taken care of and getting ready. Oh, maybe some insurance covers your funeral ceremonies or whatever they do that in funeral organizations. So is it for this? It means have a comfortable grave. Then rot and get rot in it. Okay. So Suhail continues, where did I come from? What am I going to do? What am I doing here? And where I am going, my end, my purpose of my life, it means. These are the main concerns of the intelligence, but materialist worldview denied this capacity of intelligence. That's why when we see intelligence in a way to make my money better and run after my interest and make a lot of money through gambling, of course, gambling in the stock market. People say it is a trade, but it is a gambling, really. So intelligence is used there. That is why intelligence lost its significance in the eye of this materialist secular civilization. We have to watch out. That is just a distraction because they don't have the answer. They don't listen to the message of the prophets. They don't have the answer. If they don't have the answer, they ignore it because they cannot say or explain the function of intelligence within the limitations of this universe. So Farah wrote, okay, people are writing. I think they don't know how to speak English, maybe, I don't know, but they are writing it in English. Intelligence needs guidance to satisfactory answer to the needs of the spirit, means the human feelings. That's what you meant. Thank you.
I didn't speak earlier because I was writing while someone else was speaking, but thank you for reading it.
Okay, but you can express yourself, and I would be very happy to hear your voice joining. Our friend's voice says he needs prayer. Asmus' wife, but still he speaks, mashallah. That is courageous. Thank you. Suhail Dar, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. Just to add on to that, actually somebody recently sent me something about how people don't get enough sleep nowadays, and the reason being, this person postulated, they wrote this article. They were looking at it from this, in some sense. I mean, they called it some sort of spiritual aspect, but they were saying that in sort of this materialist capitalist worldview or society, the emphasis is using all waking hours or your productive capacity as a human being to work, and nothing else. So you're reduced to that, and so sleep, which is something that seems non-productive or unproductive, is not ideal. You should try to minimize your sleep. Whereas maybe using, instead of working all the time, maybe stepping back and reflecting or thinking about what you're doing. Now they were obviously, their understanding was a bit limited in this article. They're not looking at it from like a prophetic worldview, but nevertheless, the idea that the reductionism of a human being in terms of his productive utility, what can he produce or what he can output in this sort of economic system, is interesting.
Great, thank you, Suhail. What is the irony? The capitalist world nowadays, most of the world are capitalists, really, even those countries or states claim that they are against capitalism, but they are really capitalists, I think. So what only the capital owners gain. They say, we are not communists. We don't follow Marxist ideology. But what I see, the irony there, Marx said, the capital owners pay the workers, laborers, in order to make them eat and make them able to work for the following day. That is what Marxism is, claiming against capitalist system. But what we find now, including in whatever the states they call themselves as socialist or whatever, and the capitalist, the whole world became in such a way that the people started working by themselves within the free market in order to be able to eat, to sleep comfortably, so that they will work and make more money tomorrow, every day. It means, at least Marx said it clearly, that you are paid so that not because they really want you to give food and shelter, no, because they want you to be healthy so that you will work more. Now there is no external system. Everybody turned into, almost everybody, of course, not the ones who follow the prophetic message, but including the Muslims, they say we believe in the prophet, but they may, if they are not careful about the message of the prophet, they may be doing the same thing. What is that? I am doing this, comfortably sleeping and having a nice food, enjoy it, so that tomorrow I can work better, make more money, run after my interest. That is why the people are working and learning, as Suhail said, to produce more. so that they will consume more, so that they will produce more. Nowadays, you don't have to go to the office and, in some cases, to the office, but sitting in the house and using the computer and internet system, you can do lots of money. That's correct. Why? Because you are going to do lots of money in order to be able to work with higher technology. Again, Marx was right. I see the wisdom in his predictions or claims. So everybody became like this. And so can we call all the capitalists as Marxist people? That is the irony. Anyways, that is something attracted my attention and reminded me. So if there is no more comment, I will continue eating. His intelligence, reading, sorry. His intelligence, an instrument, and explaining what is that. If it is left without the guidance of the prophetic teaching, and we will see what the prophetic teaching will bring to him as a light, explaining and showing the reality. Let's see. If it is deprived of the guidance of the prophet, it is an instrument for conveying grief, sorrow, and sadness. Makes him intelligence, makes human beings more wretched. Yet, when he is illuminated with that light, if we really see and study what the prophet brought to us, the message he brought to us, the human beings rise above all animals and all creatures. So after receiving, he becomes the vicegerent. At the end, he will say it, vicegerent of the creator of the universe. It means he will be honored as an agent of the creator of the universe, so that everything he will do will connect human being to his absolute source. And of course, the end of our life will be perfectly connected to the absolute source. So acting in the name of the emperor of the universe, owner of the universe, creator of the universe. So it becomes purposeful because the creator of the universe is designed everything for a purpose, to introduce himself to human being so that they will have a comfortable existence, meaningful existence, in order to understand the reality of their life. What is it all? What is human life is all about? With this light, he rises above, the human beings rise above all animals and creatures. Through entreaty, his illuminated impotence, through connecting to the creator, human beings, when we connect ourselves to the creator, who is the absolute being, so I am a property of the absolute being, and I am left here to enjoy his bounties as a means of acknowledging him, not that I will benefit from these bounties and perish away. No, he is my source of existence. I will turn back to him. So his intelligence with the light, if this intelligence follows the light of the message, enlightening message of the prophet, becomes or makes human beings a petty monarch due to his complaints. It means my entreaty, my earnest requests from my Creator. I need this, and only you can satisfy it. The universe cannot satisfy my needs. So due to his complaints, he becomes a spoiled vicegerent of the earth. It means because the complaints is not really with maybe earnest desires. That is what my human feelings, as our friend Farah said, my human spirit looks forward to have it, to gain the eternity in my existence. But the universe says, I'm going to kill you. But when I realize who is my Creator, of course, it's possible through the message of the messenger, the prophets. When I realize, I understand that the universe cannot satisfy my satisfaction, eternal satisfaction, but when I become aware of the Creator and his qualities, then I say, okay, my source of existence is eternal, so why he should give me an end, give my life an end, and let me rot in this world, although I am full of expectations. So we know that human feelings cannot be attributed to this world because it goes beyond the limitations of this world. So that is to say, if it was not for this light message, let's say the message of the prophets, the universe and man and all things would be nothing. Why? Why nothing? They are there. And of course, at the end, it turns into a nothingness, meaningless. When I die, I will disappear. That's it. And it means even the universe exists, as far as I am concerned, it doesn't mean anything. It becomes nothing for me. Yes, certainly such a person is such a message bearer. I let you speak, Fariha. Let me finish the sentence. Yes, certainly such a person is necessary in such a wondrous universe. Universe is so wonderful. So I really very amazing universe. I need an explanation, but the universe, anything of the universe, cannot give me the explanation of what is its source of existence. For what purpose does it exist? No answer. Everything is dumb. I mean, as you ask them, but although they demonstrate beautiful qualities, but when I ask this need for eternity, there is no answer. Otherwise, the universe and firmament and all heavens and everything completely, whole universe would not be in existence. That is an excellent conclusion, but I would like to share my idea for the last phrase of this sentence after listening to Fariha.
Thank you. I'm wondering how, it's challenging, first of all, living in this universe without the intelligence being properly educated. It's very challenging. And here we are talking about, message from beyond this universe coming to us. And I'm wondering what it's like to bring, or what it's like to, bring this message into our lives, because this is so good. Theoretically, this is awesome. I'm like, yes, here I am within my human feelings. I'm looking for, I'm looking for being like a meaning, purpose of this whole journey we're going through. I think we all know that there must be a purpose to this human journey, but then there's more that's needed. And that's where, when you mentioned, oh, the prophetic message or the message from the creator of the universe should help me do that. That sounds super good, where I'm being told, hey, guess what? Your human feelings are in need of eternity. Yes, that's true. But what I'm experiencing is what my situation or state of being is right now. And so right now, I think I need this guidance or prophetic message right now in my life. So I wonder what's that like? What it's like to bring this prophetic message that you just mentioned. It sounded very good. I mean, even Nursi's mentioning theoretically, it's so good. What it's like to bring it into your life. What is it like to experience it in your life? Because I'm sorry, I'm not surrounded by the prophetic message 24/7. I don't have anybody in my life, at least, practicing the prophetic message 12 hours a day. I'm living in a civilization that is super secular, that is, some people mention capital, obviously capitalist society, materialistic society. 12 hours of my life is spent like that. 8 hours of my life is spent sleeping. Let's do the math, 20, and then 4 hours are just, I don't have time. I mean, I don't have time. It's not that the timepiece, but like, where do I go living with this prophetic message? Like, even though within myself, let's look into our human feelings, because you mentioned something. There was a point that you mentioned about focusing on my human feelings, because I would realize that it's not coming from this universe. So just connecting with this human feeling, then where, what is the source of existence of this human feelings? That should put me into like an exploration mode. It's not from this universe. Okay, so what it is, I need help. Hello. And I only got like maybe 2 hours, not even 4 hours. So that's, I mean, pretty much, yeah, I'm not living with this prophetic message. So I wonder what it's like living with it. So I just wanted to share my thoughts here and my situation and what we go through.
It is a very practical matter, but we have to be very careful, because the hopelessness puts us into vicious circle, or other way around. If we are in the vicious circle, we found ourselves hopeless. Why vicious circle? We have to all be careful, not only our friend who shared her questions and concerns about her existence. It means my existence, your existence, everybody's problem. So we have to take it seriously and try to tackle with it. If I say the people should practice the message of the prophet in their lives so that I will benefit from it. But do we realize that the other people also are the same thing, saying the same thing, expecting the same thing, but no one is doing the job? Do we realize that everybody says the same thing? So the prophet himself, in his own personal life, presented what we are expected to do. What is that? Everybody stood against him. He stood up with his message straight ahead, straight up, and started practicing it and calling people. And what happened at the end, in his own life, almost not all, of course, almost all Arabian Peninsula found the practicing people as a resilient, I mean, the word say, very determined decision that the prophet had to take under the guidance of the Creator, but still, as a human being, he suffered a lot, but practiced it. And the people benefit from it. Without getting angry with the people, he was admitting that they don't know the message. I have to bring them. So I must put myself in the within the responsibility, and I must say and start investigating what the message is telling me, learning it, and as far as I'm satisfied with it, I have to practice it and be an example to others and try to convey others as well, because they need it. They are saying the same thing as I am saying now. When am I going to practice this message? Of course, everybody is saying the same thing. We have to do it. And then I have to say, I have to do it. And everybody has to say, I have to do it. If they don't, of course, there will be no atmosphere practicing or milieu for us, practicing the teachings of the Prophet in their life. It doesn't happen by itself. We have to do it. Here is the message, a trust to us, as it is represented to us. That's why we are here. Try to learn and do it.
Thank you. I know this is very encouraging. I have to do it as a one-man person, but I'll be honest, I live in a civilization or society where nobody's even thinking about the prophetic message. 24/7, I'm surrounded by people who are not thinking about the prophetic message. So it's challenging. Like, I mean, even to practice it, like I need someone where, like someone to look up to, like, at school, students look up to their teacher. They become, oh yeah, I want to apply some of the characters or the traits of the the teacher. So I there's nobody around here. That's what I'm trying to say. And it sounds very good, encouraging that you have to do it on your own, but like alone I can't. I mean, I'm a weak person. I get influenced by society very easily. I wonder, I mean, like you're mentioning, the Prophet did it. He stood up. Wow, subhanallah, like strong character or personality. Definitely, I would want to surround myself with somebody like that so I can learn from. Otherwise, I cannot learn anything with people I'm around 24/7. And it seems, yes, it's doable, but like, I don't know. I'm just wondering. Thank you for the words of encouragement. Like alone, definitely. Yeah, sure. Like how?
Yes, we have to do it. The complaining shows our weakness. But there is no one. It means if you are aware that there is no one, we have to do it. Somebody should do it. You and me should take up the responsibility. So that is what we learn from the Prophet. We have to do it.
Sure, how? But give me a guide. I need like a living model, somebody I can look up to, follow up to, like living being, living entity. Like, how children also, when they're growing up, some people, they look up to their father, they look up to their older sibling, or maybe, something like that, like a teacher, lively, rather than reading up something in books and you're like, imagining. I don't know. I want to, like, how do you do it? Maybe something like that.
How do we know that there is no example at all? There may be, it may be because we are looking 100% perfect example. No, if someone represents this reality and feels happy 10%, take it from it. Another person, another 10%, 5%, take it from it.
Where is that person? Can you help me find that person? Where is it? Where is such person where I can benefit?
It is up to us. It is up to us to see and find it. We cannot say that if I say this is a perfect man, another person may say, no, it is not perfect for me. So that is what we have to search ourselves. No one can teach you how to practice, I don't know, for example, engineering, unless you learn it. You
Well,
must-
people can guide you. I'm sorry to cut you off, Brother Lee, but people guide you. You need guidance. You need people around you. Like even though if you start off in your career, you're given people who have been in the industry for a while, like a mentor or somebody to like help you climb the ropes. And obviously the whole implementation comes through your own personal experiences.
This reminds me of the famous saying, of course, it may not be possible to find by searching, but only the searchers can find it. We have to be searchers by
Alive,
ourselves.
living. How do you find a live living entity? I'm not talking about like books or something, like people who are actually like living or practicing it. That's
Yeah, there are. I found it, but that is for me. You found it as well.
oh, please share it.
Yeah. No. That is, everybody has to learn. Everybody has to learn how to practice his profession, whatever it is. We cannot learn it if we don't go to class and then go to lab and practice it myself. I'm underlining it. So
Well,
I shouldn't be perfectionist to find a perfect man. Even some people were living with under the guidance and leadership of the perfect man, as we see it as the prophet. Some of them did not find it, denied it because they didn't change themselves. That is a very critical point that reminded me your comments that I'm telling this to myself. If I don't change myself, if I don't look at my own responsibility, I would find every excuse to blame others. Even I am living next door as really Abu Lahab was living next door to the prophet, and he was the very ultimate enemy of the prophet. What is wrong with the prophet, or if something was wrong with Abu Lahab? This is a severe example, of course, but it demonstrates easily that to be next to the perfect man, still I need to educate myself. I need to really check up myself in order to see the better side of human beings and benefit from them. If I say, this is not perfect, I will be left alone, complaining, and doing nothing. That is our reality as far as I understand.
very true. I agree. Thank you. We're a generation of complainers. Yeah, we need to get out of it, inshallah.
Either we keep complaining or claiming that we know everything. That's American culture. Everybody wants to be the leadership courses. If you ask, or if you establish a leadership courses in any field, you will have lots of followers. But if you ask a followers class, no one will come. That is the age. We have to be very careful. We don't want to follow. Although we say that I need to educate myself, yes, are you ready to follow it? You have the example of Abu Lahab. Just an example described to us in the Quran. Didn't want to be follower. He wanted to be the leader, best man. That is why he lost. Example. This is just I don't know who Abu Lahab is. just a symbolic man for me. So I have to be very careful about myself. What am I looking for? Where am I looking for? For example, there is a story. There was a wise man who is called Nasruddin Hoja. So he was looking, walking around the street lamp. And somebody say, "Oh, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm looking for my key to my door." He said, "Okay, did you drop somewhere here? Let me help you." He said, No. I dropped somewhere else." "Why are you looking at it?" "But they are dark. Here is light." You see, we have to look for what we lost or seeking for nowadays in the dark age. We have to look for there. There may be
I
glimpse of
didn't catch
light.
it. I'm sorry, I didn't catch it, your analogy with the story. Can you say it again? He was looking for his keys, and then what happened?
Under the light.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
And then somebody came to
Mhm.
help him. He said, "What are you looking for?" He said,
Mhm.
"For my key."
Mhm.
He said, okay, let me help you. "Where did you drop it?"
Mhm.
He said, "I dropped over there, somewhere else."
Mhm.
He said, "What? Since you dropped there, why don't you look for your key over there, somewhere there?" But there is light, dark.
Oh,
I'm
I see.
looking at it. It's meaningless, isn't it?
Yeah.
So imaginary light, so that I am pretending to look at it.
Oh.
I know where I lost.
Mhm.
So where we lost it in the darkness
Gotcha.
of this age. So I have to look for the glimpse, or I don't know, rays of light in the darkness. Definitely there are. The prophetic message has not died. There are. In any form, we have to be prepared to look for it. That's a practical matter, actually. So I have to take care of myself. I have to educate myself. That was the main interest of my own response, must be my own responsibility. What am I supposed to do for myself? Rather than saying, I must have a guide, I must have a guide. Everybody is a guide in this American culture. So everybody wants to be the leader. So they are educating themselves to be the leader in any form. So in this world, we have to look for our keys, where we lost it. To me, we lost our keys within ourselves. That is a very sour reality. We lost our keys within ourselves. Even my heart is working. I even don't know most of the time that I have a heart. It is the drama of human beings nowadays. I have to watch out for it. Thank you. Thank you for the sign as well. So let's say, if there was, we have to complete at least the paragraph or the fifth droplet. If there was no light of the message of the prophet, the universe and permanence, I understand that permanent, I mean, huge creatures or the beings, galaxies, etc., would not be in existence. Why? Let them exist. Meaningless. It's the source of torture, as we have been talking. Why? So perfect a creation is out there, and without this light of the message, meaning side of the message, this huge, perfect creation turns out to be a source of torture. So I would say it shouldn't exist. That's why people, some really hopeless people say, I shouldn't exist. Did I ask my creator to create me? No. So I am not happy with my existence. Therefore, I'm not happy with my creator. Why? Because I closed my curtains, my window and curtains. Through the curtains, I don't want to hear and see the light. I don't want to pay attention to the message and just say, I am self-sufficient. That is what this world is claiming nowadays. So we have to declare that I'm not self-sufficient. I need any kind of leader. Let's come back to our previous discussion. Any kind of example represents the truth. 1%, get it. 2%, get it. Perfectionism is the enemy of having anything. So we have to check ourselves first, inshallah. So the universe should not exist. That reminds us what? The famous hadith narrations that some people find it meaningless. Yeah, O Prophet Muhammad, the hadith says, as a hadith Qudsi, with Allah speaking, God says in the narration of the hadith, O Prophet, if you were not here in this world is not worth to exist. I wouldn't create this universe. It's correct. If I know that no one is going to use the computer I'm going to make, why should I make it? It's not going to be utilized at all. Why should I make it? Even I myself wouldn't make it, because no one is going to use it, including myself. So only if there were some people who were going to utilize it, I would make the machine and say that here it is at your service. So how can I utilize this computer, or for example, computer, utilize the computer of this universe and use it as a meaningful means of satisfaction for me only after realizing its purpose of existence through the message of the Prophet. So I have to take the message of the Prophet seriously, study it as much as I can. Study it, sit and study. Benefit from the people here and there, even 1%, okay, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum. I'm done. So if you want to say anything else, I would be very happy to listen to you. So, please. No, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim, wa akhiru da'wahum and alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.